Hello, and welcome to StonesCast 101, not Room 101, StonesCast 101. I'm Mark Hyde, your, unfortunately for you, your host for the second cast running. Joining me this evening, and actually joining me, is Chris. Evening, Chris.
Evening, gents.
And River. Evening, River.
Evening, everyone.
Luca will be joining when he can get his arse in gear. It's like herding cats. But he will be here, I'm told. He's in his car somewhere. Okay. Before we crack on, gents, just a quick shout out to our wonderful sponsors, Roll Feast, as always. As you can see there, I'm getting technically aware now. I've managed to get that up on screen. So thanks to Roll Feast, they make all of this possible. There we go. That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was good. That's very high tech.
Great for the
Sure we've
Spotify
got the
listeners.
budget for that.
Well, luckily, thanks to Roll Feast, yes, we have.
Oh, of course.
So, gents, since the last cast, the football season has actually started. We've got the pre-season out of the way. We've played 3 games, so we've got 3 games to review tonight, and then we've got, I think we're just check my notes. We're previewing 3, and then I'm sure we've got some any other business stuff, and we can chat to River and to Luca about SFC and bits and pieces if we want at the end. Give them a bit more promotion.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, okay. So where do we start? Filed away. I know you were there, River, because you were stood behind me.
Yeah.
Chris, were you there?
I was tuning in with the zone with a paintbrush in my hand.
Oh, really? Okay. You didn't get your pre-season out of the way in time then?
I didn't do pre-season either.
No, that was your house pre-season.
Yeah, I know. I've lapsed.
You overrun.
Not good.
Yeah. River was there. You did the whole Blackpool thing, River, I guess, yeah?
Yeah, I did. Although I was a little bit fuming in the end because I was expecting to go on a little tour of all beautiful shit tips around the town. Ended up just in a pub called the Ardwick, which their attraction, Luca and the boys, was that they were selling £2 pints. And I wish I didn't stay there for the entirety of the time I was in Blackpool. I think it was a bit of a wasted early afternoon for me, but
yeah,
enjoyed it. As for the game, though, I think we did well to get a point out of it. We came back strongly from behind twice. I mean, their first goal was freakishly good. So their left back just opening up a corker from about 35 yards out. A header from Luke Norris to respond to that was inch perfect. I mean, it was brilliant. It's proper centre-forward play. It's something we've missed in the past couple of years, I think.
I think he'd actually missed an easier one a couple of minutes before.
I mean, yeah, he did, but he made amends for it.
He certainly did, yeah. By
all means. And then their second was just an absolute howler from Dante Baptiste. An uncharacteristic one, in my view. I didn't expect him to be caught lacking as much as he was there. But
I think
it was bizarre, wasn't it? I mean, we had a free kick just inside our own half.
Yeah.
And instead of going forward, bearing in mind at that point we were 1-1, we could have been chasing the game. We did a backwards free kick. So it was all unnecessary, really.
You say uncharacteristic, Riv. He did do it early last season against Southend. But, to be fair, and you were in the ground, Riv, he'd made some amazing saves to keep us in the game at that point. And, you can't, he'd more than made up for that. I mean, it's going to happen. Goalkeeper's horrible. We've always said it. I mean, Sud was obviously foaming at the mouth because he always does. But, yeah. I'm just going to rewind a minute, Riv, because your £2 pints explains a lot, because you lot were the row behind me. There'd certainly been some partaking in £2 pints, that's for sure.
I can't say I was not party to that £2 pint swigging. But yeah, we had a decent time out. I wish we did a little bit more, but them's the breaks.
Can we, as Luca's not here, can we abuse him? Because I normally see him in pubs drinking blue vodka or something? Was he actually drinking beer?
Well, I get a lot of slack because I'm a big fruit cider enjoyer, but whenever
Okay.
Luca gets on his silly little spirits, I'm offered a little bit of respite.
Whereas I guess, Chris, you were drinking paint thinners or whatever you were.
I was definitely sniffing painkillers, thinners.
Yeah, sorry. So,
I was after the second goal, I tell you.
So yeah, we've got to 1-1, Chris. Do you want to? You were watching it on the telly, and we'll fill in. You give us a second part of that.
Well, yeah, I mean, as I say, I think it's just bizarre. We got the free kick just inside our half, and we decided to play it backwards, and then got back to Dante, and he was under sort of half pressure, I guess, and then I don't know, he miskicked it or whatever, and he got intercepted. It was in the net, so it was like, so you'd have thought, especially after Norris had scored that great headed goal earlier on, we'd have gone forward and used his heading ability to try and create some chaos in their box. But we created it in our own box. So
fair to say we were Review were there as well. But we were much the better team first half. We were playing well. The goal took us by, changed the game slightly. You say, Chris, at 2-1, Riv, did you think that was it? Because it was quite late.
I did, to be fair. I actually put a tweet out about the 89th minute mark, and I said, I haven't missed this, fuck off Wealdstone. In were the exact words I put. And then literally half a minute later, Fella scored the equaliser.
It was fantastic as well.
Intervention. And to be fair, very decent goal from Fella as well. The way he attacked the ball at the far post from the ball.
The ball in was, it was Smith, wasn't it? I mean, he actually did change the game when he came on that side. So we weren't getting a lot of wing play, I don't think.
Yeah, I think it was Harris. Yeah, I think it was Harris for the second. Carl Smith put the first one.
I mean, both crosses were brilliant.
I think the way them two paired up down the right-hand side was superb on that game, and hopefully we get to see it a little bit more in the next couple of games.
I think Micah had a decent chance with a header. Was it Micah had a decent chance with a header that went wide as well before that? So, I mean, Farrell would have scored 100 points last year.
It's the first points they've dropped at home since last November. Yeah. So, it was a good point. And, the management interview afterwards said exactly that. It was a good point. You're away from home against a team that not used to dropping points. You could see how gutted they were. There was some good banter with one of their guys in the hospitality. I've no idea what was going on there, but he completely lost the plot.
Like in the flowery shirt.
I say an older guy, but he was in a suit and everything in the hospitality, and he was foaming at the mouth. Completely lost the plot.
Love it.
But yeah, good day out, I think. Good point. We went into that not really knowing what we were going to get, did we?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Because we played a completely mixed match team the week before at Slough. We had no idea.
And it turned out a few of them trialists were actually signings who played on the day, weren't they? But it's a tough one. And there has been, we'll reference it later, but there's been some real bedwetting going on around on social media and things in different groups about the club at the moment. And, it's early season and we'll come to it later anyway. But I think we went away with that. I think personally, we said it at the time, I think if Dante hadn't made that mistake, it was going to be 1-1. It was going to be a draw. We weren't going to lose that game. It just felt like a draw. And glad we got it.
Yeah.
So all good. And that since then, I think they won their following game away at Tamworth, didn't they? So
yes, they did. Yeah.
So they're no mugs, are they? Let's be honest.
No, they didn't look that poor when we played them. I didn't think, in fairness. Yeah, and especially going to somewhere like Tamworth, where it's a hard place to go, 3G pitch, tight little ground, to pick up a result.
Right, Tamworth's that's a really good result. To be fair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right. The 4 goal was just goal of the season already, but the guy had so much space. I mean, he really should have we should have been closed down. I think someone sort of half-heartedly put a tackle in. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, it was.
Yeah, time to run, but you don't expect him to bury him from there, do you?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say that about goal of the season. Their keeper had save of the season literally 10 seconds in. That half volley, that chest down, that shot from Luke Norris unexpectedly.
What a start that would have
really
been. I thought it hit the crossbar, but watching it back, it was a save. Yeah, it was great.
That was incredible.
Save.
I reckon if he'd gone the other side, it'd have gone in.
Yeah. There was a Dante save as well where he was going the wrong way and he clawed it out. It was just fantastic save. You know, we've got to big him up. You can't just go for his that one error.
Oh, absolutely not.
Well, the commentary were just raving about Dante, you know, how he kept Wealdstone in the game first half and everything else. So, you know, that
I don't know Dante and I don't know his character, but you would hope that sort of thing doesn't play on his mind too much. I'm sure as a goalkeeper, you harden yourself to that, but you know, we know the sort of saves he can pull, so not an issue.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Jason would have sorted him out anyway.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure Jason's definitely been around long enough to know that sort of thing happens. I mean, you don't want it to happen, and it shouldn't happen, but you know, there you go. So that was that. That was our opening day. And then weirdly, I mean, normally we follow it up with a Tuesday night game at the start of the season, don't we? But we had another week to wait for our home start, which was, I mean, they don't get any harder than Harrogate Town, I guess, who've just been relegated and clearly are a very decent team, having beaten Solihull 5-2 on the opening day of the season. And they're currently top, by the way. What do we think of that game?
I'll let you start, Coney.
Well, I mean, I was a bit worried because you know they've signed a lot of players. They're full time. As you say, they've come down from league above, and again, I mean, their first goal, you know, was just Dante saved it, and it fell to the feet of their striker, and they put it home. But again, I thought Vieira's goal was a class finish. He'd already self-created a chance just before that and put it over the bar. But I thought it wasn't. I wouldn't have said it was a 3-1. I would have taken a 2-2. I mean, their third goal, and McCluskey nearly missed it. He just only hit the post and went in. But that was just a let's run a play. We were pushing for an equaliser. So I'd rather it was 3-1 than 2-1, chasing the game. But I thought we gave a really good account of ourselves. I think as I think we said, we met in the big garden afterwards. I think we agreed we're going to be all right. But I thought we gave a good account of ourselves. I mean, for us, again, we might come up a bit later, but because we've made our signings so late again, it's almost like a bit of a pre-season game, really, for us, really, isn't it? Bedding the team down. So I thought we did all right. I thought we did okay. But I think we deserved a 2-2.
Did you think, Rev?
Yeah, again, I say if we buried our chances late in that second half, we would have deserved the point, definitely. But the way we didn't get back into the game, and the way Harrogate countered us with such ease maybe tells a different story and leads on to a bit of more of a concern I've had seeing the first 2 games of the season. I think we're dying out for a proper defensive midfielder because especially for Harrogate's second, the way Aaron Henry just went into the tackle on Bailey Hobson and completely just got turned aside, and they were able to break with ease from that. I thought that was piss poor, to be honest. If Aaron Henry is going to play that sort of deep line playmaker role, he's going to need someone with a little bit more industry about him, someone who's willing to
a bit more hard man defensive midfielder.
I totally agree. Yeah,
I think you're right. I think we have looked a little bit weaker than last season in midfield, or not a little bit. We're definitely weaker from what I can see. What do you reckon, though, Riv? Chris mentioned it there, but we were pushing for an equaliser. Do you mind shipping a third when you're trying to get a point? Is that the way you'd go for it?
it's easy to say that at the start of the season, but if that goal costs us, one goal difference and could lead us to, potentially, dare I say it, the R word, then we'd be looking back on it and thinking, oh God, what were we doing? But again, look, we were pushing, we were doing all the right things except putting the ball in the net. There was a chance from Norris, which was really well saved from the keeper, and the chance from Feller that was also really well saved by Mark Oxley. I think maybe a different keeper.
And Weru had a header that was
he placed
headed towards
their
me.
keeper needs some credit here, doesn't he? Their keeper made some fantastic saves.
Absolutely.
And he was playing in the Scottish Prem a few seasons ago, I think. He looked good. I mean, he did pull off some really good stuff. A couple of them were probably at him, but he did what he had to do.
I mean, the other thing about their second goal, I mean, literally we were attacking on the edge of their penalty box. 2 minutes later, it's in the back of our net. So
that's the worry, isn't it? That's what
it's too soft. Too soft.
And that's what we just said about Fylde. Suddenly you're at the other end of the pitch, and they've run right through the middle of us.
So we've sorted out one problem by getting a striker up front, number 9, but we haven't got that midfielder. I don't think we've really replaced Ashley Charles.
Oh no, we haven't. But how are we going to replace Ashley Charles with the resources we've got? That's just something we've got to work through.
And it is, maybe someone. We're, as you said, it is kind of pre-season-y, and people are playing themselves maybe fit. It's difficult to know, isn't it? Mm-hmm. We'll find out sooner rather than later. Okay. Anything to add onto that game?
Only that I couldn't resist having a dig at their manager for getting rid of their best striker from last season. Is now at Boston, but we'll move on from that.
Okay, fair play. And then midweek, Wolverhampton in the National League Cup. We kicked off the National League Cup, and clearly we took it fairly seriously. We'll get on to the manager's comments after the game. Weird one for me because I work 3 days a week in Wolverhampton, so I was actually watching it from Wolverhampton on the street in a pub. But yeah, what do we? I guess we could say what do we think about the National League Cup for starters, and what do we think about the game? Riv, do you want to start with this one?
I'm not sure whether to reserve myself because I'm actually commentating on a National League Cup game in a couple of weeks, but I think it's a turgid waste of time still. I think the squad selection that we had is a decent enough starting 11, but the bench, except Baptiste, was just full of academy graduates, and it just shows you how much we're really taking it seriously. Obviously, good to see academy players getting minutes for the first team, but again, would you take that over, FA Cup replays, which is what the National League Cup has replaced?
I get that. I get that, but the prize money, Rev, is probably the most lucrative competition we play in. We don't have a capital league team or a reserve team anymore, so these guys have got to play at some point. And you mentioned the academy players. I mean, Callum Lee, it was his debut. He's an academy player. He scored our goal.
It was a very decent goal as well. Found the ball himself on the left-hand side. Decent strike. Yeah. Fair play to him.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you reckon, Chris? Did either of you two go, by the way?
Yeah.
No, I watched. Go
ahead, Colin. I was doing the PA for it as well. So that's a little new role I was doing, which I've quite enjoyed. Did the Harrogate and the Wolves game to my delight and the torment of a lot of the people's ears inside of the Vale.
Do you get to choose the music?
I did for the Wolves game.
Did you slip one of your own?
Yeah, I slipped a couple of my own in for the Wolves game. It was a little bit more standard for Harrogate.
Do you want to give yourself? Go on, give your band a shout out, Rev, while we're on it.
No, I'm gonna leave that to the end because I've got a little bit of shameless promotion to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
No worries. Oh, Lucas here. Let's have him.
Thank Christ.
Yeah.
Well, hey, mate.
I apologise. Traffic coming home was crazy.
Crazy. You should have been at home, mate.
The priorities are all wrong, mate.
Yeah, and don't.
I know, but
you're going to make me seasick if you don't clamp that phone down.
Right.
sorry.
Right, we've finished now anyway.
Right.
Let's carry on then.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll
Finish. All right, sweet. See you later then.
Yeah. So yeah, Chris, you were going to give us your bet on the Wolves game.
Well, first off, National League Cup, I think, as you said, it's the most lucrative tournament we're playing, apart from later FA Cup games. And it gives us a chance to blood the squad players. So I'm all for it. I think disappointing thing, I think, is the money. We also don't get any money if we lose a game. So as we've gone for it, especially first half, I think we need to make more of an effort to try and win the game. But as Gary said after the game, we had the chances, we should have taken them, and we could have put it to bed. So I'm all for us playing in it. And I watched it on telly, mainly the second half because I couldn't get logged in. But yeah, I thought we were doing all right, and then all of a sudden they got their goal, and then all of a sudden they just turned it around. And I think River that said that one of their guys was 15 or something.
Yeah, the guy got the first goal.
That came on. Gonzalez Osborne. Turns out he's only 15. I thought
he scored the third goal, didn't he?
He's
that's
from outside the box.
So yeah, we were doing really well. I think anyway, I mean, how do we blood these academy players? Don't know. There's no other choice really, but I think we should have given it a bit more of a go to try and win that. Was it $4,000 for a win?
I think it's 6, but we were absolutely battering them early doors. I mean, the amount of chances we had. So yeah, it's a tough one. So you mentioned Gary's interview after the game. We can't move on without mentioning that interview because he was clearly irked about something, and the message was we need to get our act together as a club. It wasn't necessarily just aimed at the players; it was in general. What do we make of that, guys? Do we read too much into that? Was it just his phraseology, or?
I personally don't think we should speculate. I think we should. Hopefully, the media team will ask him about it pre-match Saturday or afterwards, anyway. So, we don't really want to speculate. So I think I'll pass on it for now and wait and see what he says. Yeah,
okay, that's fair play. I mean, he's clearly a winner. He wanted to win, but maybe it was just the way he phrased it. What do you think, Rev?
Yeah, it might have been just the way he phrased it, because especially going back to the 2 National League games, I didn't think there was too much of a mentality issue, really, because we were really pushing for the equaliser against Harrogate, and we got it against Fylde. So I don't know, maybe there's something going on. As I said, I don't want to speculate as well. So I'm going to cut myself out of this. And hopefully I let Luca dish out all the dirt he wants to.
So, Luca, listen, we all know that social media, and we're all in different groups, everyone's been speculating about this stuff all week. And it's obviously lit people up. And we shouldn't speculate or really, because we don't know at the end of the day. What's your take on it, Luca?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy. Obviously, thank you guys for waiting or whatever. Apologies for being late. But you know what I mean. Anyways, yeah, I think it's easy. It's easy to speculate. However, I think now it's the reaction of first and foremost the players. It is a big game on Saturday. It is against one of the teams in our bottom 8 teams kind of thing. So
we're doing that one next. So you'll segue in a minute, but crack on.
Yeah. No, yeah. Maybe lose my train of thought. Yeah, I mean, I think now just the reaction's important. I think the way he's perceived is he wants a reaction from everyone. And it could be maybe the people at the top doing the transfers, getting him what a player he wants, or just the players on the pitch fighting for their places in the starting 11.
Yeah. It struck me. It was just there was some frustration there. I'm not necessarily sure it was totally aimed at the players. There could be all sorts. We said we wouldn't speculate. It may be that. It may be the frustration. He might have had a bad day trying to sign an academy player or something. We just don't know, do we? So no point guessing.
He tried to sign the 15-year-old.
Yeah, he might have stubbed his toe on the way into the ground or something. Who knows? But Luca, I'm going to pull you up.
He tried to walk to the ground.
I'm gonna pull you up because we're moving on to the previews now, and this Saturday is Worthing, and you said they're in our mini league in that bottom 8. I disagree with that. Would you go on? You crack on. You tell me what.
Well, I mean, obviously they've recruited well. I know that for a fact. Obviously they've signed Dom Hutchinson. I believe they kept a core of their team, but they've signed national league players. They've signed Nathaniel George, the guy we had from towards the end of the season. What's his name? Riv, help me out.
It's actually Nathaniel George.
You got it right second
time. Yeah, I was right second time. No, I just think with them, Kidderminster, Eastleigh, Aldershot. These are the types of games that you'd like to think, let's not go and lose. I think they've started. They lost to Forest Green, and was their first game?
Beat Carlisle away on the.
They beat Carlisle first game. I mean, with the Carlisle game, I don't think you can. I think it's the first game momentum. I don't think you can really put much emphasis on that one. Obviously, they lost to Forest Green the other day, but obviously our away record in the last couple of seasons hasn't been great. I think last year we only won 4 games away from home. I think Riv alluded to earlier. Obviously, at Fylde, when we were 2-1, when we were at 1-1, we were still trying to push for a winner. Then we conceded the goal to make it 2-1, and then the resilience of the boys to go get the equaliser in the end. I think obviously, when people talk about Gary Woodcock, talk about the mentality thing, I think it's because he expects it. He expects it to be so high because he didn't get it on Tuesday in the Premier League Cup. It just shows, his desire to win and his desire for the best for the players.
Yeah. Where do you see Worthing shaping out, Chris?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a difficult game. I think first of all, it's going to be on a 3G pitch, which they're going to be used to. I think we train on 3G, I think, a lot of the time, but that's going to be tricky. Yes, they had a great result at Carlisle. That could be a promotion bounce or whatever. But I think it's going to be a tough game. I think they have recruited a lot of players. I'd probably go for a draw on that one, or be happy with an away point. But it's difficult. We need to look back at last season, 3 games, 9 points, top of the table. You got to look at it in that comparison, really. But
we've had a few good starts the last few seasons, haven't we, Riv?
I'll take a draw.
Yeah. Riv?
Yeah, again, as Lucas said earlier, Ashley Nathaniel George, they've picked up, and Dom Hutchinson. So they basically nicked our wing partnership from the end of last season, albeit I thought Nathaniel George was criminally underused during his time here. Besides the point, though, obviously, as Chris said, it's going to be a tough place to go. New ground, 3G pitch. They've just come up from the league below. They get first 3 games of the season. In fact, they've all been unknown quantities in that. Files come up from the north, Harrogate's come down from the Football League, and now we've got Worthing who've come up from the south. So again, it's all up to the players to make sure we get a result on the day. Obviously, would like the 3 points, but a point is not the end of the world given the circumstances. New team, new ground. Just do your best, lads, please.
An away point is, and I think Gary said it after File, was an away point is never the end of the world, is it? It's a good point. Would be nice to get a win though, wouldn't it? Just to calm everything down a little bit.
Yeah,
because they don't get any easier, gents. Because we follow that up with Carlisle on, I think it's Friday night actually, isn't it? Because of the bank holiday.
Yeah.
Carlisle, I believe.
and then Sutton on Monday.
So Carlisle lost, as we've just mentioned, the opening day to Worthing at home, and then they drew with Yeovil away. So they've not had the best starts. How do we see that one going? I'll start with you, Riv, this time.
Well, if they're going to be fancied as title contenders, as they are by pretty much everyone who knows a little bit about the National League, they've got to start proving their worth sometime soon. And if it's not this Saturday, then it's definitely going to be against us. Yeah,
I did tip them to win the league as well, by the way.
Exactly. So, again, it's just do your best, stay resilient, keep it tight, don't let any mistakes happen, and jobs are good. And absolutely take a point at home against Carlisle.
Yeah, it's a tough one. And what we haven't mentioned is a team, because I think Fylde and Harrogate, we started with the same 11, didn't we? We didn't change anything. Did anyone see any obvious changes that they think?
I think Harris has got to come in to the starting lineup, without a shadow of a doubt. I think he offers a little bit more going forwards than the other midfield three that we've had starting in the first two games of the season.
Certainly brings something down that wing. We said that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Luca, what do you think, Carlisle?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously, I missed out the reaction from the two games, but I feel like going forward we do look all right. I think what the problem is the gaps between the defence and the midfield. You saw it by Harrogate's second goal and third goal. To be honest, the blokes ran 40 yards from the edge of his box to the edge of our centre circle.
Yeah,
and you'd insult that in Sunday League football. I think the gaps between the defence and the midfield really need to tighten up. But I think with Aaron Henry, Jack Wells, Morris, Kadji, they are very similar players. I do feel as if we need that Chikuna type player, and I do really think that on them their plays have been immense. So I do think if I was gonna, especially for Worthing, if I was gonna make changes and to the starting 11, I'd make changes. I'd bring Harris in, I'd bring Carl Smith in. But in regards to Carlisle, obviously, predominantly we have been fairly strong at home. Obviously, it wasn't great to start with a defeat at home on Saturday, but obviously in history, in the past, we get most of our points at home, and obviously, we kind of do have to rely on our home form a bit because our away form isn't as good. So again, Carlisle, I'd tip them to be up there first, second, third. So again, we have to go into every game wanting to win. But obviously, if you were to offer us a point at Carlisle at home, I would take it.
Yeah. Well, you mirrored Rivers' take on the midfield thing. Basically, we gave ourselves some credit for the third goal because we were committing for an equaliser, but you bang on with a second. So Chris, Carlisle, anything to add to all of that?
It's relentless, isn't it?
It is relentless.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll probably be negative, take a point, but I think we're at home. It'll be under the lights, so hopefully there'll be a great atmosphere. As long as we win the toss, kick downhill second half, I think we give us a chance for a win. See out the first half. We got to go for. We need to get that first 3 points under the belt. and then we can push on from there. Really.
Yeah, the sooner the better, I think, isn't it?
I mean, it's interesting. I think again, going back to the interview after the game, Gary brought Dan Chesters into midfield. I missed a lot of pre-season, so I'm not really sure. But he looked like he's pushing forward quite well and stuff. I'm not sure if is he a defensive midfielder or not. That could be interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? It's I mean, it is relentless, as you said. It's they don't get any easier. Carlisle clearly not started how they'd want. They're on the same points as us and currently 17th, but they're not going to be there all season, are they?
No.
And I would imagine on the Monday we're playing Sutton. They're currently third on goal difference because they've won their opening 2 games.
Yeah, but did you see their goal against Altrincham? It was a bigger gift than Dance's gave at Fylde. So,
but they've beaten Naughty, they've beaten Woking, they've won. That I can't see them being third at the end of the season. So, do we think that might be the turn, Chris?
Yeah, I'll go for that. Yeah, definitely something, and we get one back on Musa as well.
We had cast your mind back, boys. Sutton last season at Sutton. That was a turning point, wasn't it? I mean, that was as bad as it gets. Yeah.
Yeah, I was literally gonna say it literally can't be as bad as last season. I think that was probably the worst 70 minutes I've watched Wealdstone play. It was awful. But again, I'm having a look, and obviously they've got Musa. If Chris is right, the keeper at Altrincham did the exact same thing at Barnet last season. He was playing for Barnet at the start of the season, and he did the exact same mistake for Brendan, and Brendan dropped him about a game later. I don't know if Riv might remember it.
Yeah, I do. I recall it now.
Yeah, I think what's his Owen Kelly or something.
Owen Evans.
Owen Evans, yeah. So he's literally done the exact same. So he's very prone to doing that. No, but with Sutton, I think again they're not really going to be pushing. I don't believe they're really going to be pushing for playoffs. Okay, I don't want to keep sounding like I'll be happy with a point, because realistically, I'm looking at our fixtures, and if I'm honest, I can only see us getting our first potential win, or our actual really winnable game, is at Kidderminster. If I'm really honest, of course we can win on Saturday, and we can go into Carlisle on Friday, and we go into Sutton on Monday. But I think the first game where we'd be clear favourites to win the game would be Kidderminster. So again, judging by our away form, something needs to give. So of course I'd love to go and win at Sutton, but again, if you were to really give me a point, then I wouldn't be object to it really.
Trouble is, Luca, Wealdstone fans are notoriously impatient is the correct word. If we're waiting that long for a win, there's gonna be noise, rightly or wrongly.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? I mean, and you're right, but we've all watched enough football in our lives. We know that you win the unexpected, and it'll only take a win against Worthing on Saturday, and we're up and running, and all is good. Got to get that win, haven't we? Somewhere quick.
Yeah.
I think Chris said it earlier. I think we've started really well last couple seasons. As in, we've been quite lucky that we've been able to get points on the board really early.
Yeah.
And now, if we start slow, and then everyone else behind us starts to pick up form when we're just going on a straight tangent, then maybe it's something to be maybe something to be worried about. But obviously, it's really early. We can't really tell anything. I think
games,
we've got
to be 10 games in, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean,
but it bought us some time, didn't it? I mean, the early starts, you're never in that thing where the players are going out with a fear of losing, because you're not down the bottom, and there's a lot to be said for it. Just having a few points on the board cuts you some slack.
Yeah, but it gives the guys confidence, doesn't it, going into the game?
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, Worthing's winnable. I think we got a strong defence. We got, as Lucas said, we're good going forwards. Midfield just need a bit more bite in midfield. And
I'm sure Gary will crack that midfield thing if we've got the personnel to do it. Have we got the personnel to do it? Is the question. He will know because he's seen and been in and around them a while now, and in training, he will know. And they'll be watching Worthing. They'll know what we need to do against Worthing. They might not be a team who'll run through the middle of us. We don't know that, do we?
Yeah.
So that's the 3 games rattled through that we've got coming up. So what else do we want to talk about here, guys? Because, we've mentioned the managers, and I haven't been on the forums, so I can't relate what's going on there. But
that's probably a good choice, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, generally, was there a lot of speculation around, the club at the moment, or people getting angsty?
I've got no idea. I don't go on the forum.
Do you not go on?
I save myself from those sort of places.
Yeah, I just wondered after 2 games, people already got the knives out, which would be a little bit early, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, I think someone set up a specific thread for just for the manager's comments. So,
oh really?
But yeah. I mean, to be understood, when we 2 games down, 1 point. Understand it, but as I say, we've got to wait 10 games really for it all to bear down. Really,
I think so. If we're 10 games without a win, that might be interesting. I don't know.
That's too fair. I was going to say. I was going to say. To be fair, I'm going through the thread of someone's made the thread of the mindset of the whole football club must change. Someone said it might be followed up in the pre-match interview, and then someone's replied, "Do you think our media team is capable of asking such a challenging question?"
So it's descended to that level, I guess.
Yeah.
Look, we're I got there's been stuff on our chat groups. People are rightly critical about certain things around the club. We know what we are as a club, but clearly we are resource short. We're poor in that respect, and we rely on volunteer labour a lot. We have a lot of gaps, where we need help, and it was something on my list that I wanted to come on to, because I know, talking to the supporters club guys, they need help. The club undoubtedly needs help, because when you go into the ground and you've got directors and ex-directors running the turnstiles, we're short of people. And clearly I guess we should put a call out, and we're not very good at that either, are we? We put a call out and we say speak to someone on the board. A lot of the newer fans won't even know people on the board or want to walk up and talk to them. There are faces around the club. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll recognise us around the ground. You'll find us in various stands, because we all stand in different places. We're all part of different groups at games. Just find someone that you recognise off of the cast or something, and we'll point you in the right direction. It's not, this isn't a job interview. This is the club calling out for help, and they'll take anyone. Don't think because you're a new fan, you've only been coming, or don't worry about that. We're all in this together. We're all supporters, and we need anyone and everyone who could spare 10 minutes, half an hour, hours. If you're retired, it's not a young or old thing either, is it, guys? We just need help, I think, is the answer.
Do we know, was there a response? Because I think, didn't they have a volunteers day or volunteers meeting or something for one of the pre-season games?
I did, but again, and this isn't a dig at our media team per se, but I missed that. I didn't see any comms about that, and maybe I wasn't in the right place or whatever, but I didn't know about that till afterwards, and I missed that, and I follow all of our comms. So, and maybe people couldn't make that day, and it's just, if you've got time on your hands, just it's a difficult one, but just go up to anybody, even if they're a volunteer, someone on the turnstile, someone selling 50/50 tickets, just grab them and say, look, I'm interested. I might not be able to do what you're asking me to do, but I've got this much time. Is there anything I can do? Even if it's once a month or, any help, I think this is a rallying call for anybody, please.
Yeah, I mean, I had Nick Skimico just guiding me through one of the gate on Saturday. So even he was getting his hands dirty and stuff. So
we're that sort of club, aren't we, guys? I mean, River Luca, when you first started coming, you probably noticed it was the same faces everywhere doing 2 or 3 jobs on a match.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the way it's always been. And I do the program. There's a lot of people who do stuff you'll never see. There's a lot of people volunteering, but we need more at the end of the day. And it's a good way to be part of the club. You really feel like you're helping. So tough one. That was a public broadcast for help, really.
PSA.
Yeah, it was. We really do need the help, and we're not just short of volunteers either, are we? Because I mean, doing the program, I used to deal a lot with Richard, who left at the end of last season. Who was our, I'm not sure what his job title was at the time, but he was running, and people didn't necessarily know Richard, but if you dealt with him, you knew what he was involved in and what he was doing, and it was a lot. And we're clearly missing that. And I know we were looking for a CEO, but we clearly haven't got one at the moment. I don't know what people think about that, which seems to be short of the top as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure when the deadline was for job applications and stuff, but it's gone radio silent on that side, isn't it?
Yeah, it's.
I mean, we definitely need some. As you say, there's so many different strands to the club. Mainly volunteers. So we need somebody at the top just to manage it, keep it ticking over, really.
Yeah, it's a big job.
Absolutely, I'd rather they take
the
right man than just get anyone else in. I think you've got to do some serious vetting, see if they are worth their salts before you make a final decision on something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously these things take time, and you've got to trust in the board and Nick that they know what they're doing, and they'll eventually get the right man in.
Yeah.
Or woman.
Or woman, yeah, absolutely. But it's just frustrating. We've been around the club, some of us, for a long, long time. Some of us, you guys remember years ago. It is what it is, and the club is what it is because of it was the fans doing stuff. But it is slightly frustrating that we're 6 years into a professional league and we're still seem to be pressing to go forward off the field.
We had the family there on Saturday. Did anyone know was that successful? And I noticed that I think they were supposed to be sitting in the stand at the north side. And it seemed to be all Harrogate fans. So I'm not sure what went on there, but
I'm not sure. I don't know how many. I've not seen anything come out of that, to be honest with you.
I did speak to a dad who's a neighbour here, and he said the kids had a great time. So that's good. He said could have done with a bouncy castle. Was his only feedback.
I think whether it was a success or not, it was the first attempt at it, and I wholly applaud the idea. I think it's fantastic that we're trying these things, and it will pay off eventually. You can't expect it to be an instant success. But fair play to anyone who helped with that or organised that, or I think it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, brilliant.
I wanted to see Riv and Luca on a bouncy castle, to be fair.
Especially after £2 pints in Blackpool.
Yeah. Are you actually there, Luca? You keep
he's somewhat with us. Maybe not.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
I was there.
Oh, good. Are you with us now?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm still here. My noise keeps muffling, which is so annoying. But yeah, I'm still here. Can I just say a point about the CEO?
Yep.
Can I say a point about the CEO thing? I think obviously, I think the CEO is probably like at any club is probably the most important figure after the chairman. So obviously, Riv, you pointed on it. You know, you got to find the right person for the fit of the club, the idea of the club, the trajectory of the club. I think we can't rush this type of appointment because you've seen it at much bigger clubs. They get an appointment like this so wrong, it all just spirals out of control and it all goes backwards. And I think one thing that the board are good at is that they are good at making these types of decisions for the best interest of the club, not for the not for the short term. It's more of a long 5-10 year idea project. So yeah, I think obviously, like all of us, we are all impatient. We want things to start. We want things to get moving. But I think it's a bit like our transfer business. We're always leaving things until the last minute, and then we get players in. It's the exact same thing. We've got to trust the process, let it happen, and then we'll find the right person.
You've gone in the washing machine, mate.
Yeah, there's a very coherent end to that.
It was. I think that was AI cutting him off.
Yeah,
It
Luca,
didn't want me to speak.
That was very good, very heartfelt, and I think we all agree with you.
Yeah,
we all agree, and we all know it's important.
Did you actually hear me, or are you just chatting rubbish?
Yeah, we heard you until the last couple of sentences, but
Yeah.
you were rambling anyway, mate.
Well, you went Dalek.
Yeah, you went all Dalek on us. So that's a call to arms for volunteers. Supporters Club also need committee members and bits and pieces. They also need members. And people to help out as well. And big shout out, actually. He's not a member of the committee or anything, but he stepped up to the plate. Dave Reeder has come out of retirement to organise a coach for the Boston away game.
so fifth time he's come out of retirement now.
Luca,
God, we've got 2 Lucas.
Jesus, 2 Lucas is more.
2 Lucas. How would we ever cope?
Yeah, so as I say, Dave Reeder's running a coach to Boston away. So people who've used it before, Boston's a good one for a coach because it's not that easy to get to. And he's got a great stop at a social club that really look after us on the way. Good beer, laid chips on and things last time. Whether they do that again, I don't know. So that's the 12th of September. Departs the club at 9:30. You can book online on that if you find the Supporters Club website. And that is £35 return for adults and £15 for under 16s. So support that if you can. Can't run these things at a loss, unfortunately. But yeah, even if you're thinking of drinking it, it's a good one because we stop at a club and it's a good drink, and then they take you to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Support the coaches. Use it or lose it.
That's the one. Use it or lose it. Anything else? Anyone wanted to chat about tonight?
I think we should move on to the endeavours of SFC Wealdstone.
Yes, we did want to talk about SFC. So you guys, I believe Riv was the man responsible for tweeting all of was it 9 goals or 11 against on last Sunday? But he's actually stepping into the fold and playing this Sunday, I believe.
Yeah, if there's not enough players about, I might have to lace up the old boots. I'm not even sure they still fit me, so it might be a tight squeeze.
Did you play, Luca?
No, I didn't. I scratched my foot about 5-6 weeks ago. I only got taken off my boot on Monday. So,
yeah, you've gone all Dalek. Do you want to say that again? And if you're no good, Did you play?
In their defence, I'd say it's tough conditions. It was very hot.
It was absolutely sweltering on a 3G pitch. The boys had only played together. It was the first time playing together. And yeah, the scoreline was a bit unflattering, but it looked better than what the scoreline was. There was times in which the boys attacked well, they got off the pitch. If it wasn't for a buffoon in nets, the score could have been kept down a little bit.
Buffoon in nets.
A buffoon in net who I shall not name for his own sake.
I think I know who it was.
Yeah, to keep him from humiliation. But yeah, the thing is, it's first game. It can only go up from here. There's another game on Sunday against Rifle, who are in the division above. We've been going back and forth on the old Instagram, bit of banter between us. Should be a good old game. Obviously,
yeah, that's not going to be easy, is it, mate? Because you were saying before we came on air that they beat a Premier League club in their pre-season game. So.
Yeah, they've just beaten the Premier Division side. But as I was going to say, if you're interested in joining, if you're a Wealdstone regular and you fancy playing a little bit of football every Sunday morning, get in touch with us. Get in touch with me. I run the socials, SFC Wealdstone, on pretty much all socials, Twitter, Instagram, or get in touch with Luca, Hilsey, Kilroy. They can put you in the right direction, get you down to a training session. We'd be more than happy to accommodate you. The more, the merrier.
And I think you're right, because you've got quite a few players, but you still struggle to put a squad out, basically.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully that won't be the case.
That's the joys of Sunday football, isn't it?
Yeah. I think those things will come. I think a squad, like a team, a united team, will gel in time. Hello, Luca. Have you got anything to add?
Did you play?
All right, I didn't play. As people saw on the socials, it wasn't a great result. However, right, first time the boys have played together, right, there were bits of really, really good stuff. You know, I think if anyone, you know, we are looking for players who do come Wealdstone and do want to play football on a Sunday. Obviously, the club have done well to promote it. You know, Richard's done really well to try get it on the website, try to get people down. You know, I think the most important thing is to get the players, you know, going to Stones on a Saturday, and then on a Sunday morning waking up with a massive hangover, going to play football in Watford. You know, I think it's a really good initiative for the club. I think, you know, if the club keep promoting it, we'll get more, you know, publicity. I think it was the talk of the town on Tuesday, apparently. So, so yeah, I think, you know, the boys will get there, and it's an exciting thing, which I'm really looking forward, you know, for it to get properly started and going. Really.
You fancy playing, Chris?
No, my ankles are well gone.
Yeah,
and I don't think they're that short of a goal.
I think you saw enough of Will on Sunday.
Yeah, Will's got all my skills now. I'll just carry on being the water carrier.
Fair play. Right, so we've done the shout out for SFC. You were going to shout out front room, weren't you, Rev?
Oh yeah. We've got 2 gigs coming up. We're playing Jaguar Shoes in Shoreditch next Thursday, the 27th. That's free entry, so hopefully you'll be able to get down to that. We'll be on stage about 8:30. So if you're about, if you've got a late start on the Friday, pop down. Why not? And if you can't make that one, then we'll be drifting in a little bit closer to home. We're going to be headlining Trinity on 18th of September. That's a Friday evening. Right. Yeah, so get down to either of them. You can find us at frontroom.band on Instagram, and you'll be able to find out all front room news there.
Multi-talented, the youth at Wealdstone.
Of course.
Turning out on a Sunday in football, playing all the venues around London with their band.
Have you ever been, Mark?
All the bases covered. Sorry?
Have you been to a front room gig before?
I haven't yet, mate.
He hasn't. He has not.
Get down.
Trinity might be the winner. It's a bit closer than Shoreditch. We'll have to arrange everyone and make it a thing.
Yeah, it'll have to be like a proper Stones do at some point.
Yeah.
But I think there are some plans afoot.
Good.
There's plans in the making for sure.
Good. We like that. Maybe we'll
I think
form
the other thing we need to push is the comedy night that James is putting together.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I was a bit more technical, I'd have got the poster to put up. But yeah, there is a gig coming up that James is organising, and I've got it here. So it's let me give you the date. I'm really that well prepared. October the 17th at the club, Saturday. Doors at 7:45, comedians at 8:15, and actually, for those of us of a certain age, you'll remember Bob Mills, Radio 5, Fighting Talk, that sort of thing. He used to have his own. Used to have his own TV program. I think In Bed With Me Dinner. So he's the main attraction, I think. So tickets are available, and I'll give you the tickets available at the bar, cash only, £16 in advance or £20 on the night. But it looks like quite a good lineup. There's 4 comedians on there, all seem to have been on telly. Alistair Williams, British Comedian of the Year 2023. President of Bonjo, the viral sensation from ITVX. Yeah, okay. MC is Paul Reville, who's an award-winning comedian, evidently. So yeah, support the club, because ultimately that's what it does. We're like an advert tonight, aren't we? Is there anything we haven't promoted? Hang on, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to promote Rolf East again before we go. There we go. Thanks again. That's the one I am good at. That I can get that on and off. So yeah, anything else, guys?
Have we promoted Clive's tour ticket picture program that he does every week, every away game?
Sorry, say that again.
Have we promoted Clive yet? Because I think
Clive
he's the highlight. He's the highlight of my weekend when we go on an away day.
Go to Wealdstone away games to bump into Clive.
Too right, and then to see his pictures after.
Okay, well, you need to come on a Clive tours at some point. We'll combine our 2 groups. We'll get the youth to join the old fogies on a Clive tour. You can spend the day with him, your hero.
My hero.
He's a sensational tweeter. He's the best Twitter user at the club. I always enjoy scrolling through his tweets on a Sunday morning.
He's a legend. He for anyone who doesn't follow Clive, at Chelsea Reject on Twitter, he critiques the headlines for the local paper every week and rewrites it, and he's the master of blurry pictures from a weekend away. Yes, there's a lot to be liked. There's a lot to be liked. It deserves a wider audience.
Absolutely.
Yes. Wow, we're giving everyone a shout out tonight, aren't we? Right, we've done about an hour, guys, and most of that has been absolute waffle. So people have probably turned off half an hour ago. Thank you for your time. Not yours, Luca, because you've barely shown up. And to be honest with you,
thank you for your part-time.
I'd have taken you off, and you've only been on here half the time. I thought I'd bring you on and then take you off.
It's the
I'll tell you what, it's a dab hand with a washing machine, though.
Dalek impressions. Luca, thank you for your time. Riv, thank you for turning up for the whole thing.
Yeah, pleasure as always.
That Chris was here very early. He was in the lobby with me while we were hanging around for this lot. So, gents.
Yeah. See you Saturday. See you in Worthing.
Saturday, yeah, at some point. Brilliant. And always like our tweets, share our links. That's how this works. That social media stuff, evidently. Up the Stones.
Up the Stones.
Up the Stones.
Come on, I can't hold this place forever.